I'd still like to think that they've got a chance to stay up. I don't think it's done and dusted. I think they hope to bring in some players because they desperately need to. I think that's the biggest thing for them. They need leaders.
But for you, how does Wolves rate in the period of your career?
Incredible for me. Wolves is where I sort of made my name, I suppose, and this picture, just winning the championship with this group of players was phenomenal.
The joy of football.
But for you, how does Wolves rate in the period of your career?
Incredible for me. I loved everywhere I went. Gillingham was the start. That's where it all started for me. I loved my time there. Wolves is where I sort of made my name, I suppose. And this picture, just winning the championship with this group of players was phenomenal. Championship was a really difficult place to get out of, and we won the league. So incredible memories.
So just tell us about how this came and
so this guy right here, Jody Craddock, top player, centre half, was captain, was a leader, as we mentioned at Cody, was a top professional, and he's an artist now.
Yeah, so of course, we're not everybody's watching us, so we must explain. Matt's brought this wonderful picture of which Jody Craddock painted. This is a copy, obviously everybody's got one, I guess. He's done it.
Yeah, so he painted the original picture of the championship winning celebration, and then we all got a canvas print of it all. Incredible artist, top professional, but that just
former
sums him
Woking
up.
player.
We found that out today.
Well, you found it out today.
I found it out today. Yeah.
Yeah, he was plucked. I think he was on loan from Cambridge United, if memory serves me, and of course went on to have an outstanding career. And at that time at Woking, he says, I'm sure, actually was the making of him. Yeah. Unlike the breaking of you.
We had very different times, or
very
times
different stages of careers.
Very different times in our career. Yeah. But that Wolves set up, my 5 years at Wolves, I absolutely loved.
Because Steve Morgan, who you mentioned, you were the first signing of him. He tried to buy Liverpool, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah,
and he was a controversial owner. I can't remember. Were they losing money? Was that why he sold in the end? I can't remember.
I'm not 100% sure why he sold in the end. But he did extremely well at Wolves in my time there. We, as a club, got from the Championship, and then had 2 years. Well, from my time, we had 2 years in the Championship and then 3 years in the Premier League. And that group, my affiliation with the fans, everything was incredible. Obviously disappointed, but it always has to come to an end at some point. But for me, I loved my time there. That's where I played for England. That's where that's where I made my name, really.
And just one more question on that. I think that when you go to Molineux, it feels like a Premier League setup. I think that, the other club I think that about, who hasn't had sufficient years for its setup in the Premier League, is Middlesbrough, funnily enough. Tell your parents that. Or your dad that.
My dad, yeah.
but I went to Middlesbrough last year in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup.
And lost.
Oh, shut up! And
won the second leg then.
Thank you. 6-1. But it feels like a Premier League setup when you get the big games there. And Molineux always feels to me like it should be a Premier League club. And yet it's been up and down over the years, and it's just looking precarious.
It's been way down as well, way down. Terrible financial problems in the 80s. Yeah.
I'd still like to think that they've got a chance to stay up. I don't think it's done and dusted. I think they hope to bring in some players because they desperately need to. And then they've got enough quality in that. It's just about, as we mentioned, leaders. I think that's the biggest thing for them. They need leaders, and they need to go out and show and prove what their qualities are, because they have enough to survive in this league.